Ladies and gentlemen, well, today's graduation post-completion ceremony is about to begin. My name is Faisal Bonzo. I'm honored and privileged to be the master of ceremonies practically every year at this prestigious graduation ceremony. I would like to welcome you all here for this graduation post-completion ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like all of you to please have your mobile phones switched off or silent mode. And furthermore, I want you to respect the dignity of this occasion and remain in your seat throughout the ceremony, especially while the graduates are being presented on stage. Today, we are joined by members of staff from both Swinburne University of Technology and Nawaloka College of Higher Studies, and we have a number of special guests. They are here to celebrate the achievements of the students completing their foundation studies and graduating from the unique diploma program through the partnership between both institutions. The academic position, as you can hear, has started, led by the drummers and dancers, followed by the academic staff of Nawaloka College, our honored guests and the senior academic representatives from Swinburne University of Technology and Nawaloka College. Dr. Adam Baker, Academic Director of Global Engagement at Swinburne University of Technology, will preside over this ceremony. And Dr. Baker will be preceded into the hall by Mr. Tarindu Madhusankar, the mace bearer. The mace is the symbol of institutional authority and is carried as a simple weapon of protection. The presiding officer and mace bearer are members of the official party who will be escorted into the hall by the academic staff procession. Please be seated. We now invite members of the official party and special guests to participate in the lighting of the oil lamp. I invite Academic Director, Global Engagement, Swinburne University of Technology, Dr. Adam Baker. Our chief guest this morning, His Excellency Matthew Duckworth, High Commissioner for Australia and Sri Lanka, Chairman NCHS, Dr. Jayanta Dharmadasa, Guest of Honor, Senior Professor Rangika Halpatura, Professor La Chandrasena, Director NCHS, Dr. Alan Robertson, Dean NCHS, Ms. Dilini Gunathilaka, Assistant General Manager NCHS, Ms. Purnima Veerasinghe, Associate Dean NCHS, Mr. Madhusara Kannangara, Senior Lecturer NCHS, and Malisha Apsarangi, Student Representative, to please light the oil lamp in keeping with tradition. Please be standing for the national anthems of Sri Lanka and Australia.
Sri Lanka Mata, Abba Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata, Sundara Sri Tarini
Please be seated. Why the silence, everybody? A round of applause. Let's hear it. I would now like to call upon Dr. Alan Robertson, Dean of Studies at Nawaloka College of Higher Studies, to present the introduction and welcome. Over to you.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. This is the 9th course completion and graduation ceremony that Swinburne University of Technology has held in Sri Lanka in the 11-year partnership with Nawaloka College of Higher Studies. And we're very pleased that so many of our students are here today celebrating your graduation with us, together with family and friends. On behalf of our Deputy Chairman and CEO, Mr. Victor Ramanan, may I welcome all graduates, families and friends, in addition to our guests, management and staff, and extend my best wishes to you all for an enjoyable and memorable occasion. A little background information to start with. As you may be aware, for more than 100 years, Swinburne University has been committed to innovative education, producing outstanding graduates and delivering enduring outcomes for its industry partners. With a wide range of courses available and a special focus on science, technology, and innovation, Swinburne's reputation for high-quality, engaged research and teaching is reflected in its consistent ranking among the top universities in the world. Nawaloka College of Higher Studies is a provider of globally recognised higher education qualifications. With a strong commitment to provide high-quality education, the college offers distinctive benefits that are tailor-made to suit the needs of each individual student. Our campuses in Colombo and Kandy consist of modern facilities providing students with an international learning environment. Students enjoy smaller class sizes, focused learning based on Swinburne curriculum and teaching methods, and industry-linked study programs, giving students every opportunity for success. The combined benefits of both institutions provides a great platform for Sri Lankan students to commence their university studies, and the success of our past and present graduates indicates that this does indeed happen. Today, we have students graduating from both our Colombo and Kandy campuses. Moving on with today's program, I would now like to introduce you to some of the guests and dignitaries who will be participating in today's ceremony. Presiding over the ceremony today is Dr. Adam Baker, Academic Director of Global Engagement at Swinburne University of Technology, who is seated at the centre of the stage with the university symbolic mace placed in the foreground. We are most grateful that Dr. Baker is able to be with us today to grace the occasion and to be the presiding officer on behalf of Swinburne University of Technology. While he has visited Sri Lanka and Nawaloka College on several occasions, this is the first time that Dr. Baker has attended our graduation ceremony. We sincerely thank you very much, Dr. Baker, for giving of your time to come all the way from Melbourne and to be with us for today's special occasion. I'd also like to extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest, His Excellency Matthew Duckworth, High Commissioner for Australia in Sri Lanka, and I also welcome our guest of honour, Senior Professor Rangika Halvatura. I'm very pleased to welcome, as always, the Chairman of the Board of Directors of Nawaloka College, Dr. Jayantha Dharmadasa, who is well known, of course, in Sri Lanka through his role as Chairman of the companies associated with Nawaloka Holdings, and also his involvement over many years with a great number of community organisations, particularly in the artistic and sporting fields. In addition, on stage we have Professor Lal Chandrasena, Director of Nawaloka College, Ms. Dilani Gunatilaka, Assistant General Manager of NCHS, and Ms. Purnima Veerasinghe, Associate Dean of the College. I'd also like to pay a special welcome to Ms. Sandy Senavaratna, Director for Education, Sri Lanka and the Maldives, for the Australian Trade and Investment Commission, and other special guests. In addition, on stage, we are proud to have representatives of our academic staff, whose dedication, enthusiasm, and commitment have played such an important role in the success of today's graduates. With that, I welcome you all to our 2025 graduation ceremony and express the thanks of Nawaloka College of Higher Studies for your participation today. At this stage, I am pleased to introduce a message from the Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University, Professor Pascal Kester, after which the presiding officer, Dr. Adam Baker, will formally open proceedings.
Hello everyone. On behalf of Swinburne University of Technology, I would like to congratulate you all on your graduation today. I am sorry I couldn't be there to celebrate with you in person. You are all such an important part of our global Swinburne community. You are the next generation of leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs who will shape the future in a variety of professions, some of which likely not to even exist today. You graduate today with a solid foundation in your field of study and cutting-edge skills that will set you apart in your career. Swinburne graduates are known for their energy, curiosity, practicality, and adaptability. You can embrace change, and you are able to think laterally and differently about our world. You are ready to enter the world of work, and you are ready to change it. Of course, there will be inevitable challenges and setbacks in your life, but be confident that you have developed the resilience as well as the essential and practical skills during your time with us that you will need to thrive in your future endeavors. So, whether you are about to enter the world of work or go on to undertake further study, your graduation today marks the closure of one chapter and the start of an exciting new one. As Swinburne graduates, I ask you to strive to be champions of innovation and entrepreneurship, agility and high performance. Continue to seek positive and creative ways to engage with and serve your communities, and remain curious and open to new learning and new experiences. I encourage you to use your knowledge, talents, skills and passion to encourage a better future for the global community. We look forward to watching and helping you grow and succeed in the years to come. Wherever your career takes you, Swinburne wants to be your education partner, always. When you are faced with the need to learn new skills and grow further, we hope that you will return to us so that together we can ensure you have what you need to succeed. I also encourage you to stay connected through the Swinburne Alumni Network, wherever you are in the world. This network will give you access to a valuable community who share your connection to Swinburne, a powerful tool for building and developing your careers and for seizing lifelong opportunities. I hope that you leave here today feeling proud of what you have achieved so far. Along with your friends and family, we at Swinburne are also very proud of you, and we would like to thank you for trusting Swinburne to contribute to your lifelong learning. Congratulations, everyone.
Ayubowen, and good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Adam Baker, and I'm the Academic Director of Global Engagement, and I'm here today representing the Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology, Professor Pascal Questa. What a great pleasure it is to be here in Sri Lanka today, celebrating our newest Swinburne graduates. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge some very special guests who have joined us today. His Excellency, Mr. Matthew Duckworth, Ms. Sandy Seneviratne, Dr. Jayantha Damadasa, Professor Lal Chandra Sena, and Professor Rangika Halvatura. I'd also like to recognize the vision of Mr. Ramanan, the NCHS board, together with his team of dedicated people here in Sri Lanka that have made the partnership so successful. Well, this indeed is my first NCHS graduation. I've witnessed the blossoming and maturing of this relationship over the last 5 years, and I'm so very proud of what we've achieved together. Today marks a very special occasion as we celebrate the achievements of our graduating Swinburne students from Nawaloka College of Higher Studies. This year, we're proud to honour 171 graduates from the graduating cohort in both Colombo and Kandy. Since the official commencement in 2014, over a decade ago now, the collaboration between Swinburne and NCHS has flourished, driven by our shared commitment to deliver a next-generation university experience. You, our students, and soon-to-be graduates, are the embodiment of the partnership's success. You represent the future, adaptable, globally aware, technologically fluent, and ready to go out and make a difference. We're very excited to see what you do next. When I reflect back on my own educational career, I left school at 18, low in confidence and unaware of any potential that I may or may not have. I didn't come from a university family, so there were no footsteps to follow in. In fact, my very first qualification was a modest New Zealand certificate. But against the odds, I managed to pass it and decided that I might just be able to manage a diploma. And to my amazement, I managed to do that too. After passing that, I went on to a bachelor degree, astonished myself by passing, and buoyed by my success, I took a master's. Now I was really on a roll, and today, much to my amazement, I find myself standing on a stage in this beautiful country of Sri Lanka, wearing these wizard-like robes and very odd hat. I don't recount this story to justify my academic credentials, but to challenge each and every graduate in the hall today. Does your educational journey end here? Or will you come to us in Swinburne, Melbourne to complete a degree? And if you succeed at that, why not a master's? Or how about a doctorate after that? Why not? To channel Chris Martin from a band you may have heard of, Coldplay. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you're worth. Graduates, you've had tried and succeeded in tertiary education, and you have now got some idea of exactly what you are worth. If you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. The Swinburne qualification you'll be shortly holding in your hands is much more than a piece of paper. It's a next-gen asset. Think about it as a passport, because it will enable you to enter all sorts of worlds, including ones that may not yet be created. Think about it as a weapon, because there is nothing more potent against war, conflict, and violence than the capacity to think, debate, analyze, and yes, sometimes even change your mind. Think about it as software that will enable you to resolve all sorts of problems, and which, like most software, will need regular updating. Think about it as a scaffold, because it will help you get higher. And lastly, think about it as an investment, one that you can leverage and which will help you create value for yourself or your employer. Swinburne has worked closely with industry and employers to ensure your qualification is relevant and future-proof. You graduate today with deep knowledge of your disciplines and cutting-edge skills. I hope you'll also graduate from Swinburne today with a deep sense of pride for the qualifications you'll now be carrying with you. You've achieved so much during your time with us. Swinburne University is certainly very, very proud of you. You'll very soon hold in your hands a testimony from a university that is truly world-class. Of the 25,000 or so universities around the globe, you're graduating from an institution which is ranked in the top 1%. And that institution dates back over 100 years. But we're not done yet. Just as your graduation is the start of an exciting new chapter, Swinburne is also about to embark on our new chapter. Next month, Swinburne's new strategy will launch, and after almost a year of collaboration with our staff, students, alumni, partners, and wider community, it'll be launched. With a nod to our research expertise in astrophysics at the university, our previous strategy pursued a series of moonshots, as they were called. Built on our vision of people and technology working together for a better world, our new strategy will again push boundaries and is underpinned what we are calling ad astra. The scholars in Latin in the room will tell us this means to the stars. And you'll continue your journey to the stars, and I hope you leave here today feeling proud of what you've achieved so far. Along with your family and friends, we at Swinburne are very proud of you, and we'd like to thank you for your trust that you've placed in both ourselves and our partners, NCHS. Whether you're about to enter the world of work or come to us in Melbourne to continue further study, we look forward to the next step of your journey. I would now like to ask all graduates who are able to stand, please. Just the graduates, thank you. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Swinburne University of Technology, I admit you as graduates to the awards for which you have qualified and to all the rights and privileges of those awards. Congratulations again. Please be seated, graduates. I would now like to call on my colleague and friend, Dr. Alan Robertson, Dean of Studies at Nawaloka College of Higher Education, to present the graduating students from the UniLink diplomas. Thank you very much.
I have great pleasure in presenting our Foundation and UniLink Diploma graduates. Today, we recognise the hard work, dedication, and talent of our graduating students. You are to be congratulated on your achievements. Take pride in your graduation, and we wish you great success in your chosen field and hope that you will retain your links with Swinburne throughout your lifelong journey. As well as students, our students from NCHS in Colombo, we are very pleased to also welcome students from our Kandy campus who will also be receiving their Foundation and UniLink diplomas today. Dr. Adam Baker, I have the honour to present the completing and graduating students on whom an award has been conferred. I'd like to invite our Presiding Officer, Dr. Baker, to present the award of UniLink Diploma, accompanied by Ms. Purnima Veerasinghe, Associate Dean of Nawaloka College. I'm sure that as we call out the students to come and receive their awards, they would very much appreciate, as they come on to stage, your applause as well. So please enjoy it and please take the opportunity to acknowledge their achievements with your applause as they receive their diplomas and certificates. First of all, we present the students receiving the UniLink Diploma of Business. Abhilashini Ramalingam. Anuka Himesh Abhisheka. Ashen Netpriya Gintota. Binadi Deomanthi Kariwasan. Disini Sehansa Kadigamuwa. Hashini Peshala Kapugama. Hasini Danoja Rajapaksa. Heshanjali Deshika Ratnayaka. Kavindu Pabasara Rajapaksa. Sanduni Shamalka Pereira. Mahedi Imalsha Sangakaragay. Andini Temalia Sandasaluni. Nawaloka de Silva. Nawaloka Malmi Iglesia de Silva. Nenita Nemsada Naniakara. Parindia Prabhashvari Bivla. Pasindu Chamara Dilshan. Pasindu Madhushan Tilikaratna. Pasindu Sambudita Vetasinga. Ranushi Rashmika Vidavadana. Sachini Netmini Nimashika. Sasika Pamudita Senavaratna. Selini Senitya Ekanayaka. Sudesh Malaka Fernando. Dakshila Femina Tenapur. Tavovia Sridhar. Tisari Divanjali. Upetma Vinodadi Vasnayaka. Vihanga Randaya Ratnasiri. That concludes the Unilink Diploma of Business. We move on now for the award of Unilink Diploma of Engineering. Savishka Ubaya Siddhawadana. Aranja Tineth Vasnayaka. Chamod Abhishek Jayasundara. Dinuri Chamatka Heva Waduge. Kavisha Limsada Fernando Kulukulasulia. Natasha Netmi Dasanayaka. Ramika Randunu Kuruku. Sahas Sambalidu Hemasinga. Sidmi Vihanga Karunasena. Tevindu Tulnit Gunatilika. Tisal Hansaja Vijayaratna. Tiasha Rishni Kaluto Tagay. Vakshika Kamalraj. Venuki Hirunima Disari Hiramanagay. Yehan Sasmita Gunaratna. Tarin Subarath Priyankara. We now present the graduating students for the Unilink Diploma of Health Science. Bihani Metuki Kihansa. Bimanya Setnadi Abraham Galapati. Binara Sanomi Vijayatunga. Charindi Ranchika Mendes. Chatuni Sindara Samaravira. Hansika Madushan Vaupala. Fatima Fahana Mohammed Dulfikar. Kenuli Tehara Silva Elvadura. Kokul Subilosh Elango. Lakshika Dhananjani, Vitana Arachi. Lishara Eshnavi Ranasinghe Arachike. Lenuki Senisa Hetirachi. Malaysia Akash Kurupu. Malaysia Sandali Apsarangi. Oshen Nimantha Fernando Kurukulusuria. Anjani Chamatka. Pemina Deomini Tanipulagay. Rashana Dilnef Hirasingha. Senduti Inara Samarakona. Sesadi Dilmani Vimalaratna. Sihasna Virunadi Tenapur. Tumali Malhara Aburu Kalagedra. Vimukti Hiranya Hatvelegay. Yelini Mahara Naniakara. Now we present students, the graduating students for the Unilink Diploma of Information Technology. Anupa Bindula Jayasinghe. Sahan Boudica Anthony Bendis. Panuka Mutumal Rajakarana. Chamudi Timashi Pereira. Chatuni Navoda de Silva. Dehmi Situm Narasinghe. Menuvan Vihanga Pereira. Juliana Devendi Munasinga. Heshani Dinoli Dawson. Isula Satnindu Mendes. Himaru Satsindu Atukorula. Yana Firandi Jayakarni. Kavisha Netmina Fernando Pure. Malisha Patini Gamage. Nadiv Santula Rajapaksha. Netuki Nelitma Bandara Kalpe. Nishan Sasantha Namiakara. Hausha Imadith Morayaskay. Ramida Pujana Ratnayaka. Rusif Metpal de Silva. Babalu Svara Bandara. Saihan Mohammed Fahim. Savit Dinsara Samaraheva. Tehara Metsandi Kamalalavagan. Tishain Devnidu Suryarachi. Akila Guaneka Pereira. Savindu Dilnet Vijayanaka. Nilusha Dahami Madhusith Vitanagay. Randika Satsidu Jayasunduru. And that concludes the UniLink Diploma Awards. Thank you, Dr. Baker and Ms. Portimao. Thank you. I would now like to invite Dr. Jayantha Dharmadasa, Chairman of Nawaloka College of Higher Studies, to present the awards of Foundation Certificate, accompanied by Ms. Dilani Gunatilaka, Assistant General Manager, Nawaloka College of Higher Studies. We now present the award of Swinburne Foundation Year Program to the following: Adisha Tikshana Piras, Agashnath Sama, Amal Kavindu Mendes, Maumi Kumodia Ginigal Godagay, Chanul Chatruka Silva, Arij Tariq Adaya Tula, Arosha Shami Piras, Asindu Netsara Vaidiratna, Avishka Heshan Silva, Bemal Eluka Jayavira, Budini Rusindia Jayakodi, Chelindu Netula Chandrasiri, Chanuti Mitara Ilandari Devage, Ginelli Jitya Piasekara, Disenya Kamdini Dehivala Leonage, Matsuka Vyat Olivia Pereira. Dulanga Navamini Bandara Dudenia. Vishvaja Viduranga Bandara. I can hear a lot of applause from the staff, the teaching staff, not much from the audience. Please don't forget to congratulate them with some applause. Thank you. Who's next? Sorry, what place? Vishvaja. 20. Geet Dinuka Chevon Pereira. Hansika Jayasri Ginigadadagay. Hashini Kavindia Akaratia Gamagay. Asindu Budika Mahagamagay. Samindia Savidya Prabhashavari. Kavisha Sneha Vidu Talpe Gurugay. Kavidu Nayanajit Madhushanka. Kayal Ventan Sasikumar. Kayumi Angela Nishanka. Lasiti Navodia Ranavira. Lochana Lakshan Prabhaharu. Manvidu Gimeth Godahena. Menuni Janitha Virasekara. Menu Laktinu Jude Medagama. Motisha Kavindi Amarasena. Navidu Satsindu Vijaysurya. Niduka Situm Oshadi Peliagoda. Piumi Sandamali Pereira. Piyushi Rajinta Mendes. Ranadi Satya Ceramony Iduruvage. Wayan Dinujaya Chandrasiri. Sandaru Viraja Senadira. Sadisha Sulakshana Rohanadira. Salisha Nadun Abesinga. Sandaru Dimath Jaya Sundara. Sanuli Sadevma Rajapaksha. Savanni Vihansa Bandaranayaka. Seja Setundi Vijayanayaka. Senali Memsadi Vijatunga. Senevmi Vihansa. Senumi Prasadi Dilsuva. Shanchaya Vitarana Tantrika. Shashini Upeka Satara Sivam. Setum Malsham. Stekila Begum Muhammad Yazir. Surindi Amishi Ratnayaka. Terasha Hironi de Silva. Tarundu Demika Samaranayaka. Saduk Neteka Vilumini Hera. Tarusha Kalhara Vimalasena. Tarusha Nepun Solanga Arachika. Tarushi Kumaya Patiraja. Tikshana Sadev Jayasankar. Tejan Chamath Fernando. Didas Rakita Algama. Tunura Shael Fernando. Tiranya Samindi Kumari Bandara. Vihandu Devin Nishankagay. Vishmita Aniketa Pereira. Veera Singha Netido Setmita. Vetuli Dinevma Rajapaksha. Yashiru Shaminda Medis. Yasindu Netmina Ekanayaka. Yanuka Bimsara Jayatunga. Yovidu Linduvara Hetirachi. And that concludes the presentation of the Foundation certificates. Thank you, Dr. Dharmadasa and Dilani. I'd also like to mention that there are a number of students whose names are not listed, are listed in the souvenir booklet, but who have not been able to attend today. The main reason being that they've taken up their places in their respective degree courses at Swinburne University. To these students, we also extend our congratulations and wish them continuing success in their future studies.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased now to introduce our chief guest. Our chief guest today is His Excellency Matthew Duckworth, the High Commissioner for Australia in Sri Lanka. He is a senior career officer with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and prior to his appointment as High Commissioner, he was the Assistant Secretary, U.S. Trade Task Force, and Australia's Deputy Chief Negotiator for the Australia-EU Trade Agreement. He has held a variety of positions overseeing Australia's trade, competition, and intellectual property interests internationally. His Excellency has also served in senior roles with the Department of Home Affairs and Australian Border Force, including as Chief of Staff to the Border Force Commissioner. He is an experienced trade negotiator and has served Australia internationally, including diplomatic postings to Indonesia and Cambodia. He is a qualified company director and practiced as a solicitor in Sydney before joining the public service. It is with great pleasure that I would now like to invite His Excellency to address us all today. Over to you, Your Excellency.
Well, congratulations. I want to say that again. Congratulations to everyone here in the room tonight, this afternoon, I'm sorry. I'm speaking here to graduates, of course. You're going to walk out of the room today as graduates, which is different to what you walked in, and that's a wonderful achievement. It's also important, I think, to congratulate the academic staff and all of those who have brought this institution, or these institutions together, with Swinburne University and Nawaloka College, providing this excellent education that you've been able to partake in here in Colombo. And of course, I think it's also critically important that we remember to congratulate those most significant supporters of everyone here in the room, and that, of course, is the families and everyone who has been behind all of our graduates here today and doing everything you can to help put your family members in the position that you're in today. Congratulations to everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here to celebrate the achievements of today's graduating class as students of the Swinburne University of Technology in partnership with the Nawaloka College of Higher Studies. I begin by acknowledging the leadership of the staff of Swinburne University and Nawaloka College, who have guided and supported all of our students with such care and dedication. In particular, thanks to Dr. Adam Baker, Dr. Jayantha Damadasa, Dr. Alan Robertson for all of your kind words. I also extend very warm congratulations again to everyone here in this room, everyone who is joining us. This day is as much your celebration as it is your families. So, for me as an Australian diplomat standing here before you today, I'm so proud to be standing before the Sri Lankan and the Australian flags and talking about our long-standing partnership in education. And indeed, education has been one of the strongest and most enduring bridges between Australia and Sri Lanka. Now, I heard from one of the speakers earlier that Swinburne and Nawaloka's partnership dates back to 2014. That's more than 10 years and absolutely is worth celebrating in its own right. But if we talk about the education partnership between Australia and Sri Lanka, we have to go back a bit further than that. Go back 200 years further, in fact, to Reverend George Erskine, who arrived first in Galle in 1814, where he helped establish the first schools in Galle and Matara. He then went on to Sydney, where he did the same thing, established schools and was deeply involved in establishing education in that city, in what was then the colony of New South Wales. Now, for those of you who may be travelling on to Australia on completion of your studies here, I know many of you will be maybe spending more time in Melbourne, but I'd really encourage you to jump on the train maybe one weekend and go up and have a walk around Sydney, because you'll see some of the legacy of this in the suburb of Erskineville in central Sydney, which is near where some of the great universities in that city now stand today. Again, a standing reminder of the depth and length of this education partnership that we share. But of course, it's much more modern than that as well. So if we flash forward to 1947, when Australia was one of the very first countries to establish formal diplomatic ties with Sri Lanka, and from that point, education has been front and centre of our relationship, and very much a preoccupation for everyone who stood before me doing this role. So not long after independence here, our two countries were founding members of the Colombo Plan, which was launched right here in Colombo in 1951. And that plan brought together nations of the region, including Australia and Sri Lanka, with a shared vision of development through education, skills, and building friendship. Through that program, many thousands of Sri Lankans studied in Australia, many of them then returning home to become leaders in Sri Lankan medicine, in engineering, in education, in leadership, many other areas. It still amazes me today the number of people who I speak to in the street, in rooms like this, at events, who come up to me to tell me that they studied at a university in Australia, or their parents studied at a university in Australia as a result of this program. And this is a legacy of exchange and growth that continues today. It's reflected in our ongoing education partnership that you are now part of. So every year, thousands of Sri Lankan students study Australian programs right here in Sri Lanka, just like all of you. There are over 45 Australian institutions that have now established programs, and many of them even entire campuses here in Sri Lanka. These opportunities are helping Sri Lanka as a community to gain the skills that's going to be so vital for this country's future. And indeed, the Swinburne-Nawaloka partnership is a really important part of this ongoing story. So Swinburne and Nawaloka have created a trusted pathway. It's a pathway that reflects the shared values of excellence, of innovation, and employability that really define Australian higher education at its best. It represents what Australia aims to achieve through transnational education, access, mobility, opportunity, and empowering students to thrive in a global environment. Again, if I think about this from someone in a role such as my own, I don't just see education and I don't just see people getting different jobs when you come out of your qualification. What I see is a bit deeper than that, because I think, as many of us here in this room will have now learned, when you study at an Australian institution with a Sri Lankan partner, when you go and study in Australia, when you study with students from other countries, academics, teachers from other countries, it's a bit different than just selling lentils or selling garments or selling tea. You form an emotional attachment, you form a bond between our communities. And I think that in the world today, is increasingly contested and increasingly fractious. Those bonds and those shared sense of understanding is just as important as the qualification that you'll walk away with. It makes you more of a citizen of the world. It makes you more employable as well. And I think that is absolutely a key point that you will all take from the shared Australia-Sri Lanka education that you have been participating in. So again, I'd like to acknowledge the leadership and the faculty of both Swinburne and Nawaloka for your dedication and collaboration in making all of this possible, and being part of this partnership that I'm talking about. The success of this partnership between your institutions over a decade is a direct result of the professionalism and the shared commitment of Swinburne's academic teams and their Nawaloka colleagues to together ensure the standards of quality and care absolutely world class. But to our graduates, again, this day is a testament to your hard work, to your determination and your adaptability. You're the one who make all of this tick. You've completed today a significant milestone, and whether you continue your studies in Australia, as I know and hope many of you will, whether you remain here in Sri Lanka, or indeed whether you move on to other global destinations, to carry on, you will carry with you the curiosity, creativity, and integrity that define an Australian Sri Lankan graduate. You're also now part of a global alumni network that connects you to thousands of others in both countries who are helping shape industries, communities, and ideas all across the world. So as you all begin your next chapter, wherever that takes you, I'd encourage you all to take real pride in your achievements, and more importantly, to use the education that you've got and that you are continuing to build to give back. Sri Lanka needs bright, skilled, globally minded people like you to build its future. And every time an Australian Sri Lankan graduate returns home, every time an Australian Sri Lankan graduate comes out of a partnership institution like Swinburne and Nawaloka here in Colombo and works here in a business, leads a team, shares your knowledge with others here in Colombo or elsewhere around this country, you're helping to strengthen Sri Lanka's economy, its confidence and its future. On Australia's part, we'll continue to stand with Sri Lanka as a partner in education, skills and innovation. But at the end of the day, it's your ideas, your energy and your leadership that are going to drive lasting change. So in closing, as we celebrate this milestone, I'd encourage you all to take a moment to thank your families and your teachers for the support and belief that they've showed in you, I'm sure over many years. I'd encourage you to carry forward the friendships, values and the experiences that you've gained. And congratulations once again to Swinburne University and Nawaloka College of Higher Studies, and of course to all of you who embody the promise of this partnership. I wish all of you every success in your journeys ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for your thought-provoking address and your sincere wishes, and of course your attendance here at this very important event of the lives of the graduates. Thank you once again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be changing the tempo a bit. We're moving on to focus our attention on Sri Lankan talent as they are ready to present a fusion of drums, and they call it African beats. So everybody put your hands together and give the performers a round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I would like to introduce our guest of honor today. Our guest of honor is Senior Professor Rangika Halbatra. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a renowned academic, engineer, and innovator whose pioneering work has transformed sustainable engineering and construction practices in Sri Lanka. He currently serves as a senior professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, University of Moratuwa, where he also obtained both his BSc in Civil Engineering First Class Honours and a PhD in Structural and Building Services Engineering. His expertise spans sustainable materials, green technology, construction management, structural design, and forensic engineering. In general, his leadership extends beyond academia. He has served as Commissioner of the Sri Lanka Inventors Commission, Chairman of the Advisory Committee to the Urban Settlement and Development Authority, Council Member of the National Human Resource Development Council, and Executive President of the Federation of University Teachers Associations. A chartered engineer and green accredited professional, he is an active member of several professional bodies, including the Institute of Engineers Sri Lanka, the Society of Structural Engineers, the Society of Consulting Engineers, and the Sri Lanka Association for the Advancement of Science. He has authored over 200 research publications, supervised more than 30 postgraduate students, and holds 15 patents, 1 PCT, and 3 industrial designs, many of which have been successfully licensed for industry application. His remarkable career has been recognized with over 35 national and international awards for research, innovation, and environmental leadership. His dedication to sustainability and innovation continues to inspire the next generation of engineers to build a greener, more resilient world. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming our guest of honor, Senior Professor Rangika Umesh Halbatra, to deliver his address.
Hi, very good afternoon. The timing is not good after the drummers. I should keep or rather maintain the same beat. First, congratulations for your wonderful achievements. Well, I represent, as he clearly stated, I represent the state and you represent the private, the education, whether you're private or state. For me, if you are continuing or if you are maintaining the quality, that doesn't have any difference. Only difference is who really pay for your education. For you, it's your parents, they have directly paid you. In the state, once again, you pay indirectly. So finally, when it comes to the qualification, as I told you, unless you maintain the quality, you receive the same qualification as the state. So in that context, I have no issue with whether it's state or private. But if I tell you, the certificate you received has no value unless you get the maximum out of what the institute gives. The reason is, you take your qualification, take the certificates to your hand, look at the person who's sitting next to you, he holds or he owns the same certificate, same qualification. Here you have 171 the students who are getting the same. And you go out of the institute, you take the private institutes in Sri Lanka, it's about 10,000 the students who get either similar or a better qualification than you. You add the state education, about 40,000 to 50,000 students will get the same qualification. You are still within the country. You cross the boundary, if you go to any other country, the competition will be really, really high. Because you are in 2025. I mean, if you have born in 70, 80s, where the first industrial revolution started with the steam engine, well, you had that particular recognition, you have the niche, you can easily find a job. And you go to the next industrial revolution starting from 80 1870s, after 100 years, almost 100 years, still you have a chance to have your life better. Go to the third industrial revolution, which lasted till 1970s with the computer, starting with the computer that lasted till 2011, where the computers or the mechanization or the automation starts. Still you have a chance. From third industrial revolution to the fourth industrial revolution, that is 2011 to 2020, still there is a chance. That is with the big data, still with the computer. There's a chance because there are a lot of similar sort of opportunities around you. But now, believe me, you are in the 5.0, Industrial Revolution 5.0, where the rest of the world is at Industrial Revolution 5.0. You are still at 70, 80s, so you can understand the difference between what you are heading and what the rest of the world is asking for. What matters today at the Industrial Revolution 5.0 is personalizing, creating your own brand, creating the brand and making the person out of many. So if you take this particular community, you will be 1 out of 171. More than the number, you take your own, the age group, it's about 1/5 of the people will get the same or higher qualification. You go to another country, it's higher than that definitely. Beyond that, the biggest challenge today, which we never faced, but you face, is the AI. You are not supposed to fight with the person who's sitting next to you. You have to fight with AI. If it is the knowledge, if it is the content, if it is the arithmetic calculations, I mean, you have a bigger competitor with you, within you, inside your mobile phone. That is the AI. So you need to compete with AI for you to be successful in your life. So it's a big challenge. That's why I told you, you need to find who you are. So the best, the option, or the best advice I can ever give you is, you forget everything, all what you have studied up to now, or what you are planning to study in the future as well. You completely chase all these, the knowledge out. You take one book to your hand, that is yourself, rather myself. You need to study the book, myself, to understand your strength, the passion, and the value. The strength, what you can do, the passion, what you love to do, and the values is what you are looking for. If you can understand who you are, that means the strength, the passion, and the value, that means you have found the brand. You have found your brand. So if you can find the brand out of many, you will be the person. So that means you found your way or the stay within the Industry 5.0. Because all these industrial revolutions which was happening in the past, the first two, it was almost 100. The third was 40 years. The fourth was only 9 years. Only 9 years. So when you are graduating, maybe you are stepping to the sixth industrial revolution, where we don't know what it will be. So please remember that. If you want to be happy, if you want to find your own life, the best option is to create your own brand and understand the branding, the personal branding will be your future passport. Good luck. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for those words of inspiration and encouragement, and particularly our graduating students to carry forward the banner of innovation and sustainability as foundations for their future careers. Ladies and gentlemen, today we also wish to acknowledge the students who have achieved the most outstanding results for their studies during the last 3 semesters. I would now like to invite our chief guest, His Excellency Matthew Duckworth, accompanied by the Dean of Studies at NCHS, Dr. Alan Robertson, to present these awards for high achievers in the foundation and diploma programs. Of the 15 recipients of this award, only a small number are able to be present today, as the majority have already gone overseas to further their university studies. The highest achievers in the Diploma of Business are Mahedi Imalsha Singakarage. And you too are a high achiever in the Diploma of Business. Disini Sehansa Kadigamua Kodalalage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the High Achiever Diploma of Engineering is Ramika Randinu Kurupu. Sure, we can put our hands together for a better round of applause. Here are our high achievers. High Achiever Diploma of Health Science, Malisha Sandali Apsarangi. Ladies and gentlemen, the High Achiever Diploma of Information Technology is Saihan Mohammed Farhan. And now it's time to recognize the high achievers of the Swinburne Foundation Program. They are Vishmita Aniketa Pereira, and you too, Tequila Begum Muhammad Yazir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give these highest achievers another round of applause. Congratulations. Your Excellency, we'd like you to stay on. Thank you, Dr. Alan Robertson. Thank you. You may take your seat. On behalf of Nawaloka College, we would now like to present tokens of appreciation to our very special guests for their participation at our graduation today. I would now like to invite the chairman of NCHS, Dr. Janta Dharmasasa, to please step forward to present the tokens of appreciation. The first of the tokens of appreciation are presented to our chief guest, His Excellency Matthew Duckworth. Everybody, a round of applause. This is our way of saying a big thank you for your presence here today. Our next, please stay on, Dr. Dharmasasa, please stay on. Our next token of appreciation is presented to Dr. Adam Baker. And our next token of appreciation is presented to our guest of honor today, Professor Halwatura. Dr. Ramvanasa, I would like you to stay on. I'd like to invite Dr. Alan Robertson to please step forward as we are now ready to present a token of appreciation to the Chairman of the Board of Directors for your participation today. Everybody put your hands together for a round of applause. Thank you, Dr. Dharmadasa. Dr. Robertson, we'd like you to stay on, please. Dr. Dharmadasa, thank you very much. You may take your seat. Dr. Alan Robertson, there's a bit of a surprise for you. We have a token of appreciation to be presented to you two for your participation and your appreciation. This is a token of appreciation to you as well. And I would like to invite Ms. Delini Gunathelaka to please step forward to present this token of appreciation. Everybody, a round of applause for Dr. Alan Robertson. Thank you very much. And once again, we're moving on to a change of tempo. It's entertainment once again. And for the benefit of Dr. Adam Baker, and if there are any people from overseas who are in the audience, we've got three dance forms, very popular dance forms in Sri Lanka. It's called the Upcountry, Low Country, and the Sabaragama. What you're about to witness is taken from the Low Country dance form. It's titled the Nagaraksha. Everybody put your hands together and give the performers a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time of today's proceedings, I'm sure that you would like to hear from the graduating students themselves. I now call upon Malisha Sandari Apsarangi, who graduated today with a unique diploma of health science, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Please put your hands together and give her a warm welcome. Over to you, Malisha.
Thank you, sir. First of all, good afternoon to our distinguished guests, respected lecturers, the management, proud parents, and my fellow graduates. Standing here today fills me with deep gratitude and pride. It feels almost unreal. This day that once felt so far away has finally arrived. And to be standing here representing every one of you, from foundation to diploma programs, is one of the greatest honors of my life. When I first began my journey in health science, I was filled with both excitement and uncertainty. Like many of you, I didn't know what lay ahead. But one thing I did know was that I want to give it my best, no matter how challenging it became. What I didn't realize then was how much this journey would teach me, not only about academics, but about life, resilience, and friendship. Let's be honest, it wasn't an easy road. We all remember the endless assignments, the group projects that tested our patience, the deadlines that all seemed to arrive at once, and the nights when our laptops felt like extension of ourselves. There were moments of burnout, frustration, and self-doubt. Yet here we are, standing strong, proud, and accomplished. Every sleepless night, every rushed submission, and every bit of stress has led us to this moment of time. And along the way, we made memories that will last a lifetime. We laughed over silly mistakes, turned stressful days into inside jokes, and learned that friendship is the best form of therapy. Whether it was the nervous laughter before a presentation, the group chats filled with, "Did you submit it?" or the comfort we found in each other's chaos. These are the moments that truly define our time in here. From cricket matches to Avrudu celebrations, and from freshers parties to those spontaneous college events that became unforgettable, we lived those moments to the fullest. We cheered for one another, encouraged each other through breakdowns and breakthroughs, and learned that success is so much sweeter when it's shared. To our lecturers, thank you for being more than just teachers. You are mentors, motivators, and sometimes even counselors. You taught us lessons not only from textbooks, but also about perseverance, patience, and purpose. You reminded us that excellence comes from effort, and that every challenge is a chance to grow. To the academic and management staff, thank you for guiding us with care and consistency, for listening to our endless requests for extensions, and for treating us not as numbers, but as people with dreams and struggles. You helped create an environment where we could discover who we are and who we want to become. And to our parents and families, none of this would have been possible without you. Thank you for your sacrifices, your prayers, and your unwavering belief in us. You stood behind quietly but powerfully, encouraging us to keep going even when we wanted to give up. To my fellow graduates, we did it together. From all corners of Sri Lanka, from those who travel hours for a single lecture, to those who balance studies, part-time jobs, and family responsibilities, we made it. We pushed through the pressure and uncertainty and emerged stronger than we ever imagined. Each of us has our own story, our own moments of struggle and strength. But together, we share one truth. We persevered. We supported each other through every assignment, every project, and every victory. When I look around this hall, I don't just see students. I see dreamers who refused to quit and who bravely took their first steps toward extraordinary futures. We are united by one story of courage, perseverance, and friendship. As we turn the page and step into the world beyond these walls, we carry with us the lessons learned here, that success is not just about intelligence, but about resilience, that teamwork means understanding and compromise, and that true growth often happens outside our comfort zones. Life will challenge us again. It always does. But after everything we've been through here, we know how to rise. We've learned how to balance chaos and hope, how to turn exhaustion into motivation, and how to keep going even when things get tough. Years from now, when we look back at our time at NCHS, we'll smile, remembering the laughter, the friendships, the stress, and the sense of belonging we found here. If the walls could speak, they would tell stories of determination, courage, laughter, and the little mischiefs that made our day brighter, all of which shaped who we are today. So, as we stand on this stage, let's celebrate not just awards we receive, but the people we've become. We've learned, we've grown, we've endured, and now we are ready to shine. To all of us, congratulations. We didn't just make it to the finish line. We crossed it with strength, grace, and unforgettable memories. May the lessons we learn and the friendship we form here continue to guide us wherever life takes us next. This may be the end of one journey, but it's also the beginning of every possibility we once only imagined. Now, let's step forward with confidence, carry our stories with pride, and go out there to make our mark on the world. Thank you, and congratulations once again to each and every one of you.
Thank you so much, Militia, for those wonderful words. We're now coming to the end of the ceremony, and we come to the very important part, which is the charge to graduates. Swinburne University graduates, I know that today is the culmination of months of hard work, and that during this time, you've had the encouragement and help of family and friends. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank all the mums, all the dads, all the brothers, all the sisters, all the grandparents, and all the friends for supporting you during your studies at Swinburne and NCHS, and for being part of your journey here today. I certainly remember that when my daughters recently graduated, I may have just shed a tear of pride. Graduates, for those who are able, could I ask you all to stand up, please? All the graduates, stand up, please. Very good, thank you. And now I want you to turn around and face your family and friends. So turn around so you're facing them. Turn around. Face your family and friends. And join me in a round of applause to say thank you to your support team that has helped you reach this important milestone. Thank you very much, everyone. Graduates, you can turn around now and resume your seats. Thank you very much. We look forward to watching you grow and succeed in the years to come, wherever your career may take you. Swinburne wants to be your education partner, always. And when you're faced with the need to learn new skills and grow further, we hope that you'll return to the Swinburne family so we can ensure that you have what you need to succeed. Graduates, on your behalf, I also wish to take this opportunity to thank the NCHS academics and professional staff for their contribution to your education at Swinburne. So I'd now like to ask all the staff, please, both academic staff and professional staff, to all rise. And anybody in the audience who's a member of the professional staff, please stand. Graduates, would you join me in a round of applause for the staff that have guided you through your qualification? Thank you very much, staff. Now I'll need you to ask all the graduates who are able to stand once again, please. This is the conferral. Graduates, could I have you standing, please? In conferral of your award, I ask you as graduates of Swinburne University of Technology to strive to be champions of innovation, entrepreneurship, agility, and high performance, to seek positive and creative ways to engage and serve your communities. Remain curious and open to new learning and new experiences. And lastly, use your knowledge, talents, skills, and passion to encourage a better future for the global community. Thank you once again. Please be seated.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the formalities of today's ceremony have now come to an end. On behalf of Nawaloka College and Swinburne University of Technology, I invite you to join us for refreshments at the foyer. After the academic procession leaves the hall, Nawaloka College staff will then inform the graduates to get ready for the group photo. Would you now please stand as the academic procession leaves the hall? Everybody, please stand up. Caesar. That was a wonderful ceremony, and we thank you all very much for your cooperation, for making today's event a tremendous success. For our guests, you are invited for refreshments together with the graduates after the photo session, and you may remain for the photo session or proceed for the refreshments in the foyer. Graduates, we will now proceed with the group photo session in a moment. And all graduates, please proceed to the stage for the group photo. Our photographer will brief you on the photo session protocols. And for guests who wish to take photographs of the graduates, you are advised to keep the flash off as to minimize interference caused to the official photography team. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. All the very best.